Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Kamen Spike back again once again. Today, people, today we're here for #1 Sentai Gozyuger episode 19, and this episode was great, man. We got another Horu focused episode and a little bit of more lore going on in this episode as well. We get the return of Garud, and we don't know what he's really doing out here. It doesn't seem like he's really with Burr. Well, we know he's with Buridon, but at the same time, it was just him. You know, it was just him. No bouquet, no fire candle, no Take a June, no cake king and queen. It's just Garud. Also in this episode, we got to see a small little fight between Garud and Goju Polar. Doofus #1 and Doofus number 2.5. But this episode was great. We get to see the woman that was in Horu's flashback when he was a kid, and this is the same woman that told him to never dream about anything and never have those types of ambitions and things like that. And the only reason she really told him that was because they were in the No.1 world, and in that world she basically told him that so a No.1 monster would never absorb him. So yeah, Horu basically lived out a good portion of his life in the No.1 world, and that's why he went through that. But yeah, in this episode we see the return of this girl, and her name is Miss Min. And Min she's just a delight. She's a really pretty lady, and it turns out everybody's looking at her and Horu like, are they going together, and stuff like that. And they're just spending time with each other throughout this episode, and she keeps telling him that she has something very important to tell him. And throughout the episode we see them go through a bunch of different shenanigans, little funny fillery kind of stuff, he's just hanging out with her, because this is the person that basically sort of took care of him while they were down there in that world. And she says that she started wandering through the world, and eventually she was able to get out of the No.1 world. So Garud and Mashiro, they end up in their battle because Garud is like, you're doing too much ring hunting right now, and I need you to stop that because you're interrupting my ring hunting. And Mashiro's like, nah. And he also is able to notice the fact that Garud has that scar on his back, and he starts talking to him about it, and he gets really pissed about it, and basically making it seem like Garud is under some kind of control, or he's, I wouldn't really say indebted to anything, but at the same time I feel like that scar is basically a reminder of something that's basically keeping him from kind of maybe sort of betraying anyone. But we still don't know the backstory of Garud, of Kion, really the background of Kion and what his life was like in the No.1 world, considering the fact that him and Horu were kind of separated to a degree. But yeah, so we see that he ends up going to the beach with Miss Min, and they're just doing stuff, they're having a really good time with each other, and they're at the beach, and she's getting ready to tell him what she wanted to tell him. And as soon as she's getting ready to tell him, a freaking bullet goes through her stomach, and Garud is the one that ends up shooting her. And this is the second time he's done this to someone, and I don't like it. It's so mean. But he ends up doing this. She ends up falling down, and Horu, he's holding her, and she basically tells him that I only, like I said before, I only told you those things so that a No.1 monster wouldn't absorb you, but you're not in the No.1 world anymore. You can dream now. You can find a dream. You could find a wish, and promise me that you will find a dream. You will find a wish. And he basically pinky promises to her that he's gonna find his way. And that's when he gets pissed. That's when Doofus #1, Mashiro, comes up and tells him he took your girl. He basically took out your girl, and what you're gonna do now? Hey, if you want me to, I could take out this guy for you. So Horu is like, no, I'm gonna do it. My name is Tono Horu. He completely just stands up to freaking Mashiro and tells Mashiro, I do what I want, when I want, I decide what I want to do. I'm the lone wolf. And he basically like he snatches the honey out of Mashiro's hand and drinks it in front of him. Like he just completely just puts Mashiro in his place, well, at least for now, at least. And he runs over to Kion and tells Kion that, hey, I'm done listening to you. I'm gonna be whatever I want to be, and you're not gonna dictate my life. And he goes in on Kion, goes in on him completely, like mollywops him. Kion got some hits in. He's still a badass. He's still a badass. Excuse my language, but he ends up getting rocked by Horu, and that's when we get our mecha fight. And this mecha fight is relatively very, very, very cool, because in this episode we get the debut of a brand new mecha, which is Whiteburn. We got Whiteburn, who is basically the form or combination of Take a Sword and Goodburn. And it's bulky, it is, but it looks really dope. And the cockpit inside is basically Horu at the bottom and Mashiro like at the top, but they're like in the same room. It's just that his cockpit is like higher up than Horu's, right? So our mech fight ensues. We see that they're basically, Mashiro was basically able to figure out that Kion was the one who was piloting the Dark Dimension. I hope I'm saying it right, but he was the one that was piloting it, and he ends up piloting it again, ends up summoning a bunch of other, like 3 other Zors, fuses them together with it, and after he fuses it together, they end up having this amazing like mech fight. It was really, really cool. Whiteburn is basically just impenetrable. Nothing that Kion is doing is really affecting it, and that's when we get their combo attack with each other, and they have a massive beam struggle with Kion, and he ends up destroying Kion's Megazord, and Kion ends up getting out of there. And then after that, we see Horu is like really sad. He's sad that Miss Min is gone, that he couldn't save her, things like that. And actually turns out that wasn't her, like, basically at all. Turns out, like, I guess it was sort of like her soul, because, or a fake body, because like this was all Kion's plan, or Garud. This was all his plan to just like kind of mess with Horu, kind of get his heart broken and stuff like that. Turns out he created her and basically gave her like a facade life, and made her basically think she was still alive. And turns out she actually died a long time ago from a No.1 monster. So that wasn't her, but it still basically kind of was her, because she was so like loving and caring and understanding and funny. Like Horu was really happy in this episode, and I genuinely loved it, because Horu's my favorite character in this series. But that's when he's in the cafe. Yeah, like Horu's in the cafe by himself at nighttime and stuff, and he's blowing on his the flowers that he always uses. And that's when Mashiro talks to him, and Mashiro basically tells him that, hey, he said, hey, you couldn't save her, but I'm pretty sure she's smiling down on you right now, and I'm a god, so if I said it, then you know it's true. I'm like, oh, shut up, dude, shut up. But the episode kind of ends up there with them kind of becoming friends or whatever. We see that Mashiro actually says his name, and then he pretends that he didn't say it and goes back to calling him second gen. But yeah, the episode ends off right there. But I did thoroughly enjoy this episode. It was really cool. It didn't feel like fillery or anything like that. Well, to a degree it did, with a little bit, but at the same time, this is a really good episode. I love Horu standing up to these other two who are constantly like calling, like either doubting him or calling him some kind of name, or it's just degrading Horu. Like he just hasn't been out here mollywopping these No.1 monsters by himself to a point. And the rest of the team, they didn't really do much. They were kind of like eavesdropping and stuff, and following him and Miss Min around, and doing all these weird shenanigans to get him to act right during the date, because bro's never been on the date before. He doesn't know what it's like. But it was still funny. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. It was really good. I love Whiteburn. I can't wait to see more of this freaking mech. And yeah, I can't wait to see if he can also fuse together with everybody else's mechs too. We're gonna might end up seeing that. But other than that, I'm gonna see you guys next time. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let me know everything that you thought about this episode down in the comment section below, and I'm gonna see you guys next time. Peace and stay hitchin'. Almost forgot my slogan.